Sometimes it's important to take a look back to see how far you've actually come. Hi there, I'm Sarah.
I'm Emily,
and we are the Keto Twins. We are obviously fat, and we have started this YouTube channel in hopes to keep us a little bit accountable and to offer camaraderie with people out there who are struggling like us. So we've been on this roller coaster many times. We have struggled with our weight ever since like the age of 12. So we know how it is to struggle. I will never forget your wedding day, and it's not because of the reason that you might think. I remember coming to your hotel room to get ready with you, and you opening the door and looking absolutely horrified. You were crying and you were vulnerable, and you were saying that you didn't want anyone to look at you because of how big you were. And because I could feel your pain in that moment, I knew that I did not want to feel that same way on my wedding day. This video is about motivation, but my wedding wasn't motivation enough for me to actually lose the weight. Sometimes you think that you'll live up to that occasion. I remember dreaming about my wedding day, and I remember looking up designer dresses that were tens of thousands of dollars, thinking that I was going to be able to fit in them, but never actually doing the work involved with losing the weight. I would try to eat keto for a couple weeks, and then I would fall off, and I barely lost anything leading up to my wedding, and I had definitely paid the price when it came to how I felt on my wedding day. And as you were up there getting married to Brad, I felt like there was a shroud of darkness hanging over you, of being self-conscious. I was worried about how I was going to look in the pictures and how big my butt was. And I remember one of the embarrassing things was I bought heels to wear on my wedding, but when I actually got down to Mexico, I couldn't fit the shoes on my feet because my feet were so swollen because of, I don't know why. And so I ended up wearing $5 Payless flats on my wedding day, and I'm glad I brought them because if not, I would have been shoeless. So I just remember being completely uncomfortable on my wedding day, and I wish that I could have seen into the future a bit. If I would have known how bad I was going to feel, I think that would have been enough to motivate me to actually lose the weight. So the way that Emily was feeling on her wedding day, I felt the day that my husband proposed. I was in front of my family and my friends and pretty much all of downtown Chicago. He got down on one knee, and all I could think about was all these people are looking at me and I'm really fat. You can actually hear me talking to my friend. She was taking pictures before we actually got engaged, and I was saying, please don't get my body in the picture, please don't. I didn't even know that this whole thing was happening, that he had planned this beautiful day for me, and I was so concerned that my friend was taking a picture of my lower half. I don't want my lower part.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Hey, look.
Will you marry me?
And that's so sad that memory is now clouded by all of these insecurities and vulnerabilities instead of just being in the moment and realizing that he was proposing to me. We had failed so many times over the years, and we thought the only thing that was different was making our journey public. And that's when we created our channel, Keto Twins. And in the beginning, we were really motivated to make videos and keeping ourselves accountable. It's hard to look back at the first couple videos because of how honest I was in them. I could tell I was nervous talking because I had never spoken on camera before. I remember calling myself a beast and all this kind of stuff because that is really the way that I felt about myself at the time. And I really wanted everybody to know out there that we were being honest about the way that we felt. And at least, if anything, if we didn't show any progress, at least we were authentic about our lack of self-esteem and all of that. Well, and here we are, just what is the word to describe it? I don't even know. Beasts. Right now we're a little shy because we have not done this before. It's pretty hard to see myself. I don't really recognize myself anymore when I look at myself in these clips. It's like even my posture and how sat and just the look in my face, it just seemed so dejected and so defeated. I had hope for this, but honestly, Sarah and I had failed so many times before. I knew there was a probable reality that I wasn't going to succeed. I hoped that this would be the time that I did succeed, but it turns out that it wasn't. All it took was one weekend away for us to completely fall off the bandwagon. We started off strong in the car on the way up to our vacation, and it only took a pit stop for us to go to like a bagel company where we were like, well, we have this decision to make, and we chose the wrong one. And even during the entire filming of that video, we knew that we were making the wrong decision, and we said, we're gonna get back on when we get home. It was only going to be a short weekend cheating trip, and unfortunately that's just not what happened. We went to this ice cream shop that we used to go to when we were young, and I remember getting an ice cream there, and I was like embarrassed filming outside this ice cream store, not only because I wasn't used to like vlogging or anything like that at that time, but like I felt like, why are we even filming this right now? Because like we're cheating and we shouldn't film this. But Sarah wanted to anyway, because she said, you know, this is a weight loss journey and sometimes you're gonna fall off. Outside Wilson's ice cream. Used to come here as a kid, and we're here eating again off of our diet, because basically our resolve has quickly gone away the longer that we drove by these places. So you know what, just gotta get back on it tomorrow, and that's what we're gonna do. Life is like that, you know, you just can't predict when you're gonna go off the edge. So hopefully there won't be a huge gain in weight or anything. I remember thinking, okay, well, I hope I can get back on tomorrow. But on the way back in the car ride, I had this look on my face where I was like, we were really bad. You can even see it when I say it.
We were not good this weekend at all. We had ice cream and sandwiches among other things, but we're gonna focus on the week ahead and get back on the keto lifestyle.
I'm just like so disappointed in myself again, because I think I knew in that point that we were not gonna go back on, or at least I wasn't. I had probably lost like 20 pounds at that point, and I was like 242 pounds, and I just saw the road ahead as being so long. Like, if it's gonna take me this long and this much effort to lose weight, how am I ever gonna be 170 pounds? Well, it turns out I'm less than that now. I'm 162 pounds. But when you're looking at your journey and it's so far away, your goal, it can be really demotivating. That's why you can't think that far ahead. You just have to focus on like every day. That's what your motivation should be, is to control what you're eating today. Because I'm gonna guess if you're obese or morbidly obese like we used to be, that you probably didn't control yourself even for one meal. So if you can get through just one day with making the right choices, you should congratulate yourself for that, because it is a long journey ahead and you should take the wins when you get them. For me, I had a hard time seeing that through even with my progress. I thought, this is going to take forever, and I'm not willing to change my life that much. I can't imagine not eating carbs for the rest of my life. That was like our mistake back then. Sarah and I, we stopped filming and we stopped eating keto again.
To be honest, I was embarrassed that we went off and we recorded it and uploaded it, that I didn't think about my diet again until I reserved a date for our wedding day. But in that moment of reserving that date, I remembered how terrible you felt on your wedding day. And it really made me reconsider everything and all the choices that I was making in the past year. So I decided to dedicate myself again to the ketogenic lifestyle.
Sarah started to take it seriously again after they booked the date for their wedding, but I really wasn't on board yet, because I wasn't ready to stop binging on what I wanted to binge. And so I didn't start again until I went wedding dress shopping with you, and I noticed how much smaller you were than me already. You were probably 230 pounds or so, and I was like 260 something pounds. And I said, wow, Sarah doesn't look that bad actually in these wedding dresses. And I remember being like, oh, I'm going to be up there, so I need to start like now. Like, I relent, I give up. I'm going to start again. That I can't say that like every moment is going to be like this joyous thing where you decide to like fight for your health and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes it can be for the most vain reason possible, or you're losing weight for the most important day of your life, like your wedding, and you don't follow through. But then you decide to try again for Sarah's wedding, which is not even my own wedding, and sometimes you succeed. Like, it doesn't matter why you're starting again. If you don't start, you will never know if you make it or not. You might fail 10 times, but on the 11th time, you decide to stick on for whatever reason. I think the important thing is that you need to really know that you have to change. You have to change who you are. If you don't
do the fundamental work in changing your mentality towards food and the way that you eat, you will not be successful. I was not truly successful until I decided that I could no longer live the way that I was living before. The reason why you start doesn't matter. It's that you follow through. Looking back at the pictures and the video of my wedding day, I'm just proud to say that I started again. There are so many times I've failed in the past, gained the weight back and more, but I tried again. And that's what we want to tell you guys, is that you may be off right now, and you may be cheating because of the pandemic or because of the holiday season. That's not important. What's important is that you get back on, because this could be the time that you are successful. All it takes is that one time that you stick to it. And this year, 2021, it could be the time where you finally make your dream come true. If that motivation gets you started today, 1 year from now, who knows where you'll be or what you'll look like. Sometimes when we look back at the footage, it's hard. It's hard for me to look back at myself back then, because I do not feel like the same person at all. I feel like literally 100 pounds has been taken off my shoulders. My eyes, they're open wider. I feel like that there's hope, that there's life ahead. Before, I felt pretty dejected about everything. I felt like a failure at everything. Now I feel like there's so many opportunities to do different things now. And I think that the weight loss, it was the catalyst for all of that.
We're making this video in hopes to inspire you to make a change. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not after your birthday, but right now. During your next meal, you have the choice to change your life. We made that choice, and you can too. You owe it to yourself to give yourself one more chance.
So if you're ready to take that next step and commit yourself to a ketogenic lifestyle, then we'll see you in the next video.